play ball strategy. One of the best things you can do when you're a salesperson, especially in a system, is to have a strategy. I think so many times the only strategy that's kind of laid out is maybe the commission strategy, or maybe a sales plan, or even just kind of a general, I want to make $1,000 a week kind of a thing. But that's not really an approach. And so we have a kind of a play ball strategy, or really it's more along the lines of a bunt strategy. And what this is it just kind of breaks down clients into baseball terms. And so I know one of the things that I did when I came into the business, and one of the huge mistakes that I made, was I had come from a franchise system. And when I started the franchise system, I was a rookie and I didn't know anything. And so it took a long time to start at the bottom and kind of work my way up. Well, by the end, I was working with the big regional accounts, and in my mindset, it was like, well, one sale's as good as another sale, one appointment's as good as another appointment, or one presentation's just as good as another presentation. Meaning it didn't really matter if it was a big account or a small account, it was all the same to me. And so when I started here, I kind of took on the approach, well, I'm just going to start big. I'm going to go for the home runs, right? I'm going to go for the bigger accounts. And so kind of the home run accounts are, those bigger companies with 100 employees or more. These are the whales. These are the ones that, are going to give you big commission check up front right away and fast. The problem with that, and what I didn't really take into consideration, was the time frame. That these accounts take time. It takes a long time to kind of get through the gatekeeper, get through to a decision maker, coming to realize and find out that the bigger the company, the more people are in on the decision, whether I like it or not. It's very difficult to get a sit down on that first DM with all the people who are indeed making the decision. And so it may take 6 months, a year, even 2 years to actually close a home run account. One of my ASRs, I had come into the business, and I had inherited him, and so I went on the DM and we sat down, and I thought this was a follow-up DM. Well, it was. It was about the 6th follow-up, and it was about year 2 in the process where I was getting involved in. Now, the good thing is we ended up closing the account, but it was about a 2-year process. And so when you go for the home runs, you just have to understand that those are going to take more time. And so in our play ball strategy, we begin with the singles. We begin with, the bunts, the little hits. It's the idea of, hey, the 3-man groups. You can walk down the street, go door to door, walk into almost any business that's going to have 3 employees. And so it's a great way to, hey, get on the board, get a weekly check, build your business, get some referrals, and it's a great way really to learn the business, by having an enrollment, no matter what the size. Hey, you're learning about how to sign all the different forms, the agreements, the commission forms. It's it's a process. You're learning how to build your BC relationships with the benefits counselors. You're learning how to work with the benefit coordinators. You're learning how to work with home office and binder drop-offs and the whole follow-up system. And so a smaller account gives you a great training opportunity. And then we look at the singles. These are more like, hey, these are your line drive singles. Maybe companies with 10 to 20 employees. The time frame on these. Oh, by the way, the time frame on the bunts can be 1 week. You can walk in on a drop and the next week have an enrollment, and you're done, and you're getting paid within 7 days of meeting somebody. The singles, then, those time frames, with the 10 to 20 employees, maybe they take 3 to 6 months. They're still fairly quick, but you get extra bonuses for these. You get case counts and extra paychecks, not just your commission on your AAP. And so The singles are great. They go a little faster, and they're still very good money. Then we look at, doubles and triples. These are, solid companies, 25, 50 employees. Again, these can take, 6 months to a year, and great companies to work with. It's just a time issue. And then finally, like I mentioned, the home runs. These are the big companies, the whales, but they take time. And so the play ball strategy, remember, this is just a strategy. It's not an end all, to beat all. I mean, of course, we all, want big accounts. But, when you're trying to get started, when you're trying to build momentum, when you want a great system in place, don't forget, the game of baseball isn't just won by home runs. It's won by bunts, singles, doubles, and triples as well. So when you think of your strategy, think about the bunt. Think about the single.